차차야, 다이어트 해야 되는데.
I'm always heading your way, and I know exactly what I'm looking for. And as we go, I'll keep running till I can't no more. You'll always be the one I want at midnight. You'll always steal my breath.